Beach FM kick-off sports breakfast show with HMC Kapiti, your local authorised Kia and Suzuki sales and service agent, and now your local AA Auto Centre. At HMC Kapiti, the journey just gets easier. Find out how easy online at hmckapiti.co.nz.
You're back on the Kick-Off Sports Breakfast Show on Beach FM 106.3. Let's talk netball now. Let's welcome back from Netball Kapiti. It's our good friend Maria Bader. G'day, Maria.
Morning, Damian. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm still seeing the announcements of locked in for 2021 for the Pulse, but also a couple more going, which I'm quite sad about.
I know. It's like, what is with that? Why break up a winning formula, I say? Kind of, could they not have 2 or 3 seasons right at the top and then break them up? I suppose it's good for netball in New Zealand, but... yeah, it's kind of like, why mess with a winning formula, people? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're going to have words of with Waitamanu for letting her daughter go down to the Steel. But she's definitely a talent for the future.
Yeah, she is. I was going to say, was that why releasing her, or was that Tiana maybe going, I'm off, or was that why going, actually, it's time for you to leave the nest? Who knows?
Better call them A, B, and C, I reckon.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of each. Yeah, I think so too. So it'll be good. It's like looking at those new sort of lineups. It's quite interesting, isn't it? It's going to be quite a different competition next year.
Absolutely.
So I'll be really looking forward to hopefully they'll do another Otaki pre-season to have a bit of a, all come together. And it's really good to go to those because you can see what the teams are doing and how they're tracking along. So that's normally quite exciting. But, yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess we'll have to wait a few weeks, a couple of months for that to kind of kick in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it works so well this year. I'm sure champs being out to the regions is gonna work again. No doubt. But let's that's all things to look forward to, I guess. But we've got one more round of competition before finals next week, so let's talk about that.
Wow, there's plenty to look forward to today, I tell you. I've done a little bit of homework, like I sometimes do, and we've currently got 20 grades that are being contested. And out of those 20 grades, do you want to have a guess at how many still have results kind of hanging on the edge there?
Probably 60%.
Oh, actually, you're not close. It's about 55, 50-something odd percent, which I thought was actually, after I looked at it, I thought that can't be right, but I've gone back and checked all my maths. And so out of the 20, we've still got 11 grades where this weekend's results will make, will actually go who is first and second and who is, so there's still a lot to play for, which sounds really weird at this end of the season. There's probably there's not many. There's definitely at least 2 or 3 grades where I think it's pretty much a done deal, by my commentator standards. However, there's so many grades out there where really if one team plays bad, another team plays well, the points are in such a place that a win, a loss or a draw could actually change who gets first, second and third. So, today, some of these teams have got everything to play with, play for. And also we've got a couple of games where, like I said, the grade is pretty much sorted that a couple of results won't make a huge difference. So there's kind of a preview, if you like, of some finals for next week. So that's going to be interesting too, to see some of those teams, depending on what happens today, what they might do during the week, and then what will happen next weekend when they come back and play the final, to see whether things have changed or tactics have improved or, countering the other team. So there's a lot going on this weekend. There's a lot to be over, I tell you, Damian.
It sounds pretty exciting, and it sounds like a great competition if those grades are getting that close at the final round to secure those top spots.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one area that is kind of probably well sorted at the moment is our primary A1 grade. But the rest of the primary, it's all dependent on the results. In our senior grades, again, it's not a done deal, and some of the grades in the senior section are really dependent on the results of this weekend. So, I have no idea which way it's going to go for some of these games, because I love to have a good crack at the old I'm going to predict something. And we know my hit rate's not hot. It's kind of like somewhere around 50-60%. So, I'll probably call it'll be the other way round, and that will change things up a little bit. So if I have a look, though, at our Premier Cup grade, at the moment it's looking pretty certain that Bluebirds Kiruru will be in the final next week. What I can't tell you is who their opponents are going to be. It will either be another Bluebirds team, the Bluebirds Care team, or it'll be Paraparaumu College team number 1. So Bluebirds Care and Paraparaumu College are fighting for that second spot this weekend. That game is at 8:30 on the Prem Court. That should be a good game. I think based upon previous results, I'm going to call a Bluebirds result. I'm going to apologise now to Kelly and Viv, who are the coaching on the Prem 1 team for Paraparaumu College, but I think we might be looking forward to a all Bluebirds final next weekend. So fingers crossed on that. We'll see how we go. In the Premier Plate competition, I think that's pretty much a done deal, and the two top teams, United and Kapiti College Senior A, they're playing each other this weekend, so that's a bit of a precursor to what I think will be the final next weekend. I'm going to come down and go through a couple more grades. So in our Prem Reserve Cup grade, we've got the current Team 1 versus the current Team 2. So that's Paraparaumu College Junior A's and Business House 5. Now, the other two teams that are playing this weekend, the 3 and 4, I think you kind of go, I don't think there'll be too much change in the standings. It could be a PC Junior A Business House final next weekend, but you just never know what happens with the results at the end of the day. Coming down to our Prem Reserve Plate, it looks like the Te Aniwa or Aniwa Kias are the team to beat. They look like they'll definitely be going through to the finals next week. And again, we've got another second versus third game coming up. So Otaki College, their Amakura team versus Kapiti College Junior A's. So that's a fight to get into the final next week. That's happening at 9:30 on Court 6. Again, we've got the same thing happening in the Senior A Cup. We've got Fusion GCM versus Bluebirds Huia. There's only a point in it at the moment. They are so close, these teams. Fusion have managed to score themselves a bonus point, which is why they're 1 point ahead. That's how close it is. So those two teams are fighting for a spot in the final next week, and that's at midday on court number 6. And then when I come down, just the rest of them are all pretty much, we're waiting on results of who wins and who loses. It is that close. I didn't think it would be for most of them. But, yeah, so it's still a good fight, apart from maybe Primary A, the A1 Cup, which I think the two teams which should make the finals is Otaki College Ko-Fi and Prem Beaches Aces. They're actually going up against each other today, so that'll be at 8:30, and it'll be good to see who wins that. And I think that's going to be a preview of next week's final. We've also got in the Primary A1 Plate, we've got current team number 1, which is Raumati Beach Adrenaline versus Kipanui Thunder. They're on at 1:10. And again, I think it's a preview of next week's final. So there's a wee bit still to look out for, Damian. We won't know for sure who is in the finals next week, 1 versus 2, etc., until the end of today when we tally up all the points. So that's quite exciting at this time of season.
Absolutely. So much excitement. 2020, the year that just keeps on giving. Absolutely.
Yeah. And in so many different ways, indeed, the year that keeps on giving, isn't it?
Indeed. Hey, mate, I always appreciate your catch-ups. Go well. Enjoy this last competition round, and can't wait to talk who's playing in those finals next weekend.
I know, the big finals, and we're waiting for the announcement on Monday just to make sure we, to see what kind of conditions we will be playing the finals under. So, is it going to be a pure level one? Is it going to be a level one with some restrictions? Are we still going to be where we currently are? So we're not quite sure in terms of whether we're going to be able to take spectators or not on court next week for our finals. But we're keeping the same format, so we've got, limited number of courts in play. The biggest question for us is, will the spectators be inside the court or outside the court? So we'll stay tuned for that.
Fingers crossed. I keep on forgetting we're in a global pandemic sometimes.
I know. You wouldn't if you were on the train coming into town these mornings. I tell you what, everyone in their mask, and as soon as we all hop off the train, everyone rips off their masks and just it's kind of like, can't wait to get into the fresh air. So I'm personally looking forward to going mask-free on the train at some point soon.
Oh, definitely. Well, thank you, mate. I appreciate your time. Go well. Enjoy the weekend. We'll catch up next.
Yep, you enjoy your weekend too. See ya.